Okay, so shocker, we're going to start with geography. And China itself is a huge country. Today, it's the largest country in the world. It's bigger than all of Europe combined. It has the world's largest population, coming in at about 1.4 billion right now. And what we're going to talk about this week is what Berger, if you're up to date in your textbook reading, refers to as China proper, a small but an important chunk of the modern country. And it's basically the area in orange here and the areas around, surprising, two major rivers. I'm going to refer to them as the Yangtze and the Yellow. Here, those correspond to the Huang and the Chang rivers, but we're talking about the Yellow to the south and the Yangtze to the north. The Yellow River flows through, the north half of China. And as you might expect, it's kind of cool and dry there. That means that geography and climate are going to influence what they grow. And what they grow is something that's called millet. If you've ever seen birdseed, the kind of really small, tiny seeds in there are millet. As the river itself, the Yellow River, flows from west to east, it hits what's known as the North China Plain. It picks up and deposits lots of sediment, which can be a good thing if that's spilling it on the riverbanks and providing more rich soil to grow. It can also kind of clog up rivers, dam them, create problems that we'll see in subsequent lectures. Eventually, it empties into the Yellow Sea, which is an arm of the Pacific Ocean. The Yangtze to the south, surprise, climate there is wetter and warmer, really fertile soil, and around that river we tend to see rice production develop. If we zoom out a little bit farther, you'll see that to the north and to the northwest there are a couple of major deserts, the Gobi and the Taklamakan deserts, which are going to serve as kind of natural boundaries for China, but are also going to serve as areas from which nomadic groups continuously harass these folks. The Great Wall that you are no doubt familiar with is built along the border with that desert. And if you are to look a little bit farther to the west, you'll see that there is a big mountain range, the Himalayas, which not only provide a natural border, but also influence weather by changing the type of weather patterns that go through there. Just like in India and Mesopotamia, the first civilizations, as I said earlier, develop along rivers that offer a suitable supply of water for agriculture. So the first major states pop up along the Yellow River. The Xia dynasty and the Shang dynasty for this presentation. Later on, the Zhou, spelled S-H-O-U, as you see here. We'll cover those in the next lecture. They're also similar to Mesopotamia in that there's not a lot of writing early on. We don't get writing until the Shang dynasty. So we've got to kind of hypothesize about what the earliest people were like by looking at what they leave behind.